are you?
I am Batman.
Oh! Didn't realize you were standing there.
Yeah, I did.
I'm Jason from Atomic Martian Toy Reviews, and I'm here dressed like this to do a Green Lantern review. Let's get started. Alright, we've got the box. Let's open it up. Bat utility knife! We have here one packing slip, a little Entertainment Earth magazine, and all the figs in their glory. Let's do that. Oh, look at that. Pretty little maids all in a row. Let's review some toys. Okie dokie, we got all the figures out of the big box and into their individual boxes, and they are looking pretty sweet. We put them out so that you people there in internet land can take a look, and you can see they look pretty sweet. This is part of the new DCU packaging where it's a little bit bigger, which is nice. You know, nice to know you're paying for something. Each one of these figures comes with a piece of the Wave 2 Build-A-Figure, or I'm sorry, Collect and Connect figure from Medphyll, which is supposed to be Green Lantern Stel. And in this wave we have, starting on the left, Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire, Sodam Green Lantern, Skallox Red Lantern, Nautkeiloi Green Lantern, Nite-Lik Red Lantern, Jehu Movie Preview Green Lantern. We have a 3-pack of Badij, Despotellis, and Dex-Starr, which are green, yellow, and red lanterns respectively. And then finally we have Medphyll, Broccoli Head, who is a Green Lantern. So, let's get to opening these things up. Alrighty, we've got all these figures lined up, and we're going to start off by opening this guy here, Nite-Lik. This is a special figure. He was created by the Four Horsemen specifically for this line, and Jeff Johns wrote a backstory for him. He looks super cool. Let's take a closer look at the package real quick. This is the new standard DCUC package. It's a little bit bigger than the old ones. As you can see on the side, he has some random air holes that make no sense whatsoever. But it's cool because that's what they do and we love them for it. Also, it tells you that this figure includes your Collect and Connect figure piece, the right leg of Alpha Lantern Stel. On the front it says Classics Red Lantern Nite-Lik Wave 2 Figure 6, and it specifically tells you it's for adult collectors, no kids. On the side it also repeats Collect and Connect right leg, and on the back, let's take a look-see here, we have a picture of Nite-Lik, the character himself. Very cool prototype figure. And then of course the biography that was written by Jeff Johns, statistics and appearances, blah blah blah. And then on the back here it also shows you each of the individual figures that come in this series and still completely put together. So that's the packaging on this guy. Super cool, and it showcases the figure quite well. This would look really great sitting on a mantelpiece or opened. But let's go ahead and do the opening half.
Gary.
I like how they packaged him holding Skallox's head.
Yeah, it straight up looks like he just murdered somebody. Let's turn that back onto the macro. Oh my god. I killed my bovine creature.
Yeah, I did.
It kind of looks like he has an 8-ball in the middle of his head. Right there. No, super cool. Let's get Skallox's head out of here. Out you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean this is like super creepy. And let's see what we got here. Very interesting. He's uber creep fast. I mean, this is kind of, I'm surprised at what they did, but this is an interesting, very interesting looking design. just on the figure itself, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the point is he's an alien, which I like. You know, he's not supposed to be humanoid looking. He's supposed to be like a crazy monster alien that is crazy and offends our human sensibilities.
That's true. I will say one thing I'm noticing, I don't know if this is on all the figures or just this one, but right off the bat, these hands are very flimsy in the sockets. I don't know if that's just this one or not. We'll have to open up our Skallox figure and see how his do. But they're kind of flimsy, just moving around there and wiggling a little bit, and that's because they're made to be interchangeable. This figure Nite-Lik here comes with extra parts, a head, some fists, so that you can change out the head and hands and make the other Red Lantern Skallox. However, we don't have to do that because we ordered the entire case. But for those of you that want to be economical, there you go.
Look at the boots. You'll notice the boots are actually textured. This is different from the other lanterns where they're just painted, but this is actually sculpted on here so that it's it kind of comes up and matches the Red Lantern costume from the comics, which is really neat. I like how they took the little TLC there and put the extra effort in to make it different from other lanterns.
Very cool. I agree. That's awesome, Matt. That was a good look. Also, the belt is very comic accurate as well. I mean, it's not hard to put three little lines together, but there it is. It looks cool.
Yeah.
He even has a little shield up around his neck. Let me move these tongues out of the way. There we go.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
He has this awesome looking shield around his neck, which I'm guessing if you take the head off, you can leave that by itself. Man.
Try it.
Let's see here. And apart you go.
Yeah.
Whew, I got scared, so I got scared that I broke something right here. Phew.
That
Yeah,
really cool.
that's actually really cool.
On.
Let's see that. Let's just look at this real quick. That is so cool looking. Very interesting. And you still have the Red Lantern symbol underneath. Yeah, let's pop on Skallox's head.
Put that on.
With this on. If it'll work. Looks like he sits a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry. There's this. And this. I don't think it's going to go on.
Nah.
No, his head sits too low.
That's still cool, though. I like the little shield.
The head does go on. You just apply pressure.
Yeah.
And it pops on. That's a creepy looking dude, too. But, like I said, they did an awesome job on the packaging.
Yeah. Well, let's switch them out and make them Skallox real fast.
Yep, let's try that. So we have the Skallox head. Now we're going to switch for the Skallox hands. All we're going to do is apply pressure and pull. Bam. And Red Lantern hand 1. I'm just looking at the hands real quick to notice here that they are a little goofy looking with some of that stuff.
On there.
Dingleberry hanging off, but that's okay. Get in there, you. There's one. That's actually much tighter with Skallox's hand in there, too. Alright, number 2, off. And in, just like so. Bam. Let's see here. He's very terrifying looking.
Grumble. Don't kill me some GLs.
No, this guy's cool. Very nice looking, all in all. We just did 2 figures in one. Let's go over the articulation real quick now as Skallox. Basics, arms.
Nice.
Up, down, and around. You have elbows, back and forth. You have a bicep, tricep swivel here, and you can rotate at the wrist. Alright. You have head, back, forth. You can't really do up and down. You can get them to nod, and that's about it. You have the ab
moderately agree with
whatever people are saying, or completely disagree. You do have ab articulation here. Let's see here. Forwards, backwards, and from the side. Let's show it with this side here. Forwards a little bit, backwards a bit more. So you can get them in a good flying pose. Here at the waist, the lower torso, you have legs out to the side. You have legs forwards, leg backwards. Again, forwards and backwards. Whoops, and backwards. You can also move the legs here at the lower part of the quadriceps and rotate them around 360 degrees. You have a bend at the knee, and you also have a bend at the ankle. This is pretty standard articulation for most DC Universe figures.
What about the waist? Swivel at the waist? Does it turn?
And he also swivels at the waist.
Alright, cool.
This is pretty basic articulation for a DC Universe figure, but that's also what makes him so good. This figure looks pretty good, I must say.
Yeah, it looks like you just stepped right out of the comics, which I dig, you know, I appreciate that. At approximately the same price as a DC Direct Action figure, it's kind of the quality I would expect. Also, it's what I've come to expect from the Four Horsemen, so, you know, they never really fail to deliver on quality. And this is a really unique figure, which I like. A lot of unique designs, especially with the Nite-Lik stuff here.
Yeah, let me switch it back out.
Very neat. This just screams horse. The Nite-Lik stuff just kind of screams Horseman to me, which is awesome. You know, I appreciate that. I also like
Actually, let's look at Nite-Lik real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
Cool.
But I just wanted to point out on the head, these tendrils are actually more tongues that come out of the back of his head, and they have parts of his enemies strewn across it. And he has these tongues with little earwigs that come out of his hands. And I thought that was important because his name is Nite-Lik. So it's interesting how they incorporate all that in there. I'm sorry, Matt, you were saying?
Oh, you done?
Yup.
I just appreciate it. I mean, the character just kind of screams that originality that the Four Horsemen have that I've come to expect from them. I really appreciate that. And then also I like the fact here with the interchangeable action figure pieces, you can kind of customize a little bit. You can be like, oh, Nite-Lik with Skallox hands, or Skallox with Nite-Lik hands, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
All sorts of goofy crap. 1-in-1, yeah, do it. Do it. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain.
Oh, there you go. Oh, what's happening?
Pretty sweet. So yeah, definitely awesome. If you're a fan of the GL comics, I would definitely suggest picking this figure up. Just do it, man.
Do it.
Do it. Just do it.
But there you have Nite-Lik Skallox.
Alright, next up on the Green Lantern train is Sodam Yacht, or as others may know him, Ion. But yeah, he's pretty sweet, and I'm going to talk about him now. Anywho, this is Ion, and or Sodam Yacht Ion from the comics. Pretty sweet. You'll notice he has a different costume from other Green Lanterns because he is Ion. He has the power of the Green Lantern. What would you call it? I guess a little spirit animal thing. It's like a whale. How would you describe it?
It's like a whale dolphin.
I guess in the comics, you know, each corps has their own little mascot, and Ion is
a porpoise, apparently.
Ion is this porpoise entity that fused with this guy Sodam Yacht and turned him into Ion, the hero. So he's pretty cool. The costume here is nice and comic accurate. I'll give you the up and down now. Yeah, it's looking sweet. And this is a really good figure. It's the same, literally articulation is exactly the same as Nite-Lik, which we just did. The key difference with this particular figure, I don't know if it's every single one, there is like, I cannot get this ab to twist. It's not, oh, I broke it loose.
Told you that's all you had to do.
Well, you know, you don't want to break it.
Yeah. Break it.
Let's see if I can get the lighting just right. You can kind of see right here where I'm pointing some little where I guess from maybe where the paint had settled or something and caused it. That's what was causing it to not twist.
Some dog in the factory put super glue on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Also, you can see here some defects, little scratch on the inside of this joint, and a weird ball, little pit there, whatever, but not bad. I like it that he's super comic accurate. And now his articulation is literally exactly the same as Nite-Lik's minus the loose arm. But he's cool. Very cartoony face, which I kind of dig, kind of unusual because the Horsemen typically do something that's fairly realistic. But this is really cartoony. Also, you'll notice the hair is different. They did a nice little paint treatment here that accurately reflects his haircut in the comics. You know, because I'm such a connoisseur of comic hairstyle and fashion.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know. But, you know, it's kind of a fade. And I just always noticed it in the comics is kind of annoying, and every artist does it. So it's kind of cool. Looks good, though. He pulls it off. And he's got a sweet, wavy Ion spaceman hair.
While we're talking about the head, I did want to mention, I think the only reason it looks a little cartoony is just the ears are so far out.
Yeah, he's about to fly away with these ears.
If the
even
horseman put him a little bit closer, I don't think you'd notice.
I think even without his powering, he could fly. He could just flap the ears a little bit like Dumbo. Oh. Another cool thing about this figure is it also has an interchangeable hand, just one. This guy right here, and I'll go and do it now. Pop it on out. Oh, he's missing an arm. It's a hand, really, not a whole arm.
Oh,
He's popped this BM. I'm not as good as Jay at this, obviously. And now he's got this sweet construct. It's a Green Lantern symbol coming at you, punk ass. What up? But there it is, and it's, I don't know, as far as constructs that could go along with a figure, I feel like this is really weak.
Super weak.
I feel like they could have come up with something way better, maybe a battle axe or something, since Kyle Rayner came with a sword, like some sort of axe or something, but you know, he's supposed to be like Mr. Green Lantern, I guess, you know, so why not have a Green Lantern symbol come out and hit you right in your face? It's like, oh, you think you can take me on? Pa-pam! No, you can't. It happens. What?
Take me on, papaya.
So he's really good. I actually like him a lot. The articulation's good. A couple, you know, minor defects. Not going to be the same. It's just that kind of typical luck of the draw. It happens with everybody. I mean, every manufacturer. So I can't say much, but looks really good. Very comic accurate. I like the face. I've been wanting a Sodam yacht, so this is awesome. It makes me very happy. Downside is really crappy construct, but what are you going to do? So Sodam yacht, there he is. Make it happen, Captain.
Bam. Hey, this is Jay here with the Atomic Martian Toy Reviews. We are going through Green Lantern Classics Wave 2, and up next on our review docket is Carol Ferris Star Sapphire. Super cool looking figure, by the way. This is a female from the DCUC universe. She was the female counterpart to Hal Jordan there for a while. Star Sapphires are another type of lantern core. They encompass the emotion of love. And they have their cool little Star Sapphire rings. Let's show you that there. Ooh, it's so small. It looks like purple. I don't know if you can really see in there or not. It looks like they kind of sculpted. Let's see. They kind of sculpt the lantern symbol, but it's not like anybody's going to notice anyway. But let's take a look at this figure itself. It's pretty well put together, actually. The little bit I've messed with it here. It's got the standard DCUC articulation. The head can mildly agree with anything you say, or completely say, well, barely say no. She does have a full range of motion in her arms. Let's look at the shoulders real quick. You have up all the way, down all the way, and then of course rotation. The hair does get in the way of the rotation a little bit, but not too bad. You have a 360-degree swivel here at the bicep and tricep area. You have a bend at the elbow, and the wrist can also rotate 360 degrees. Now this figure has a bit of ab articulation built in, almost like a seam joint, but you can't really move it too much. So I don't really know why it's there other than just to say they have it there. Moving on along, we have here at the thighs, out and to the side, forwards, backwards. Again, out to the side, forwards a little bit, backwards a little bit. I'm going to be honest, I don't see Carol Ferris doing much more than standing. Here below the thigh, we have a seam joint that rotates 360 degrees. So you can do crazy legs, and you can do standard legs, or off to the side, whatever your poses need. And of course you have up and down, or back and forth articulation at the ankle. This is pretty standard DCUC articulation, especially for the females. And it's nice because you can get some decent dynamic poses in there. And you might be able to turn her a little bit. There we go. Found out what this one is for turning a little bit, slightly. And you can get some kind of dynamic poses out of them. But not bad. The figure itself is put together pretty well. It feels quite sturdy, even though the arms look kind of like little twigs. But I trust that they'll hold up as long as you don't get real rough with it. It's got sculpted on hair, and there's actually a lot of detail, as you can see in the light. They actually went and sculpted a lot of those just individual strands. Looks very cool. A little headpiece sculpted on there. Sculpted on costume, not just painted, which is a very nice addition. But all in all, this figure's pretty cool. She even has these sweet looking high heels. Which I always thought those didn't make sense while fighting crime. But who am I to judge? I like to walk around the house in a Batman outfit. Very cool. I didn't notice any real major paint defects on this figure. It's kind of hard to mess it up. You have flesh tone and you have pink. So yeah, I think that's about everything on this figure. I give an A+. If you're a Star Sapphire fan, definitely go pick one up. If you want to have somebody stand next to your Hal Jordan or wait for him at home, go get yourself a Carol Fair Star Sapphire.
Alrighty, next up on the Green Lantern review docket, we got...
Hey, bad kitty, bad kitty. Matt, rub his nose in it.
Alright, buddy, you did this. You gotta do it. Oh, I'm sorry, kid. I'm sorry.
Bad.
He won't do that again. Anyways, kind of awkward and animal abusive, but whatever. So we got the, I like to call it the...
Pet Avengers?
Yeah, basically. They're like the core pets here. We have Dex-Starr the cat, Badig, I don't know how to pronounce it, B''DG, the squirrel, and Despotellis, the sentient virus, which is super cool. And I don't know, I was really excited about these when I first saw them in the previews. I was super excited to get like a Dex-Starr and a squirrel guy and the yellow vomit virus. But once I actually got them in a package and saw the size, these things look like little accessories. If I had not pre-ordered an entire case, I probably would not have found the strength to buy these myself, because like $15, $16 is kind of salty for these three little guys. But they're pretty cool. Dex-Starr here comes with a really sweet flaming blood vomit cat puke accessory, which is sweet. It fits into his mouth, which is cool. Let's talk about the accessory, or the articulation though, okay? So we'll use Dex-Starr here because it's uniform across with all of them. The head can go like, can turn side to side, not a little up and down.
Can you flip it all the way around?
What do you mean, like this?
Yeah, so 360-degree rotation on the head.
Yeah, up and down. Arms, 360-degree rotation. Cannot rotate the paws though. Now let's look at the legs here. Again, up and down, full 360-degree rotation on both legs. And then the tail can go all the way around. He likes to make it spin. He dances for you because he's a kitty. He's awesome. He's a good kitty, as they say in the comics. And of course, he's got a sweet little, I get a good angle.
His lantern pajamas.
He's got his ring on his tail, which is cute. It's sweet. It's like one of those sweaters you put on your dog or something. That's what he gets.
He gets the lantern pajamas.
And then we got B''DG. I don't know how to pronounce it. Same thing though. He dances. He likes to dance. And up and down.
I'm a space squirrel.
He's a space squirrel. Notice the eyes with no pupil. And he's got a cool, I like the detailing here on the tail. You can see the spots, which I really dig. It's a nice little touch there. And he's cool. And he looks like he's about to punch somebody right in the face.
Or the dick.
I'm going to punch you in the dick for stealing my nuts, man. And then Despotellis. He looks
That's
funny.
the sound they make.
He looks funny. I don't dig him.
He looks like something, if you know what I mean.
He's coming at you. But yeah, so not bad.
Something with a dough in it.
I really think the price tag on these guys is kind of salty, but really great detail for what they are, and they'll look awesome beside the rest of my core, which is so sweet. I'm very excited about that. There you go. He's not a bad kid. You're punching him. Oh, you didn't take that? Oh, he's taking it.
Bitch.
Ouch. So yeah.
Kitty cat.
Yeah. So there it is. Oh, he's eating your camera. I am Aquaman.
Actually, no. This is Green Lantern Nautkeiloi. At least that's how I think you pronounce his name. They didn't put it phonetically on the back of the package, so I just had to guess. So that's my best guess, Nautkeiloi. Anyway, this is Nautkeiloi from Green Lantern Classics Wave 2. Very cool figure. Comes with a collect and connect piece of the Alpha Lantern Stel. Anyway, let's take a look at this guy. Very interesting. He's got a very cool fishbowl head with a breathing apparatus strapped on so that he can breathe his home waters even while he's in space. And I'll tell you what's neat is even though this head is going to be in the bubble the whole time, they still put plenty of detail on with these little painted on circles supposed to, I guess, to be like scales, giving him some nice gills and a very fishy face. But what's really interesting about this figure, oops, is you can actually take the bowl part off and you have Fish Face by himself. And you can actually take off Fish Face's head and pop on Medphyll, who is another Green Lantern from a planet where plants are all sentient beings. So this is pretty cool. You get two figures in one here. It's always cool. These are two characters that were very popular back in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Anyway, this is a pretty much basic Green Lantern DC UC body. It's got a little bit darker green paint scheme than a lot of your older ones from the straight DC Universe Classics line. So that's something to take note of. They'll fit in, but not 100%. Also, the gloves on here aren't exactly white. They're actually a little bit darker, though it doesn't really show up as well on camera. They did a lot more shading on here to make it look like they came out of a comic book. It's not bad. It also makes them look like they just got done doing some yard work or something. And he also has the alien feet here, which are pretty cool. 2 toes instead of a whole foot, which I think just looks awesome. Kind of looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very interesting. And of course he's got his Green Lantern ring hand and an open hand for holding his lantern, yet he doesn't come with a lantern or constructs. I guess that's because he comes with an extra head.
Yeah, that's his construct, a fish head.
Fish head. I'm going to be Fish Head. Very neat figure. Let's go ahead and do some talking about the articulation on this figure. He's got a head that can move up and down so he can agree with you slightly, and a fully rotating 360 degree head so you can go no or really no.
What?
His shoulders move up and down, and then again 360 degree rotation at the bicep and tricep. 360 degree rotation with a swivel joint. He has up and down movement for his elbow and from the side. Up, down, so that it's straight. He has 360 degree rotation at the wrist. He does have an ab crunch. Up, down, from the side, up, and down. The figure also has 360 degrees at the waist. If you can see, he has a seam joint. So let's turn him around. And now he is the amazing backwards man. And background. At the waist or lower torso section, his legs can move out to the sides and do a banana split. They can also move forwards and backwards a little bit. Let's see it again. Forwards, pretty good. Backwards, not so hot. But that's okay, because the most he's going to be doing is flying. He also has a seam joint at the thigh. Let's see if we can get that in the light a little bit. There you go. There's your seam joint at the thighs, allowing for 360 degrees of rotation. He has a right angle joint at the leg. That's actually pretty nice. And of course his feet move back and forth. Forth, back, forth, back. Pretty cool looking figure. I've got to say I'm pretty pleased with the entire sculpt on him. It's a little bit updated version of the original Series 3 DC Universe Wave, Wave 3 Green Lantern when they released Hal Jordan originally. It's a little bit of an update on that. Very cool looking. And if you need some just plain base bodies for doing customizing, they're great figures. I think you can find these for about 15 bucks out and about, right, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's not a bad price for them, especially considering you get 2 heads to make 2 different figures with
2
them.
heads for the price of 1, man.
I think we ordered a case, so we got both figures.
Bitches.
Super cool. So, this is Broccoli Head saying thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
Alrighty, who could be next on the wonderful world of Green Lantern Wave 2? And when I say Green Lantern Wave 2, I mean Green Lantern Classics Wave 2. And it is the movie preview figure, Gahoo. More like Gahoo gives a damn. This guy kind of sucks. Balls. A lot. So, I understand he's a movie preview figure. He's done up in the true movie style. Get his arms down. There we go. He's done up in the, true, like, movie style, the movie lantern costume with the ultra crazy, weird for the sake of weird look to him. You can see here. But, I just think he looks kind of like butt ugly for one. Which, you know, he's supposed to be an alien, so he's supposed to look kind of strange. I like the way they incorporated the costume designs and his body style. The weird kind of almost insect-like legs. But you see, you know, it's like the green glove and the black and the shoulder pads up here. Black, green, you know, and legs and stuff. But he just looks terrible.
This doesn't make any sense.
No.
And this is one of those things I think that Hollywood made him weird just to be weird. Somebody's like, you know what? Some Hollywood big shot. Every once in a while, these guys pop up. They're like, I work in movies. I'm going to show these comic book guys how it's done. And they go and they try to make it look all awesome, and they just make a big ass of themselves because they F up so royally. And this is what Gahoo looks like.
Yeah.
He looks so weird for the sake of weird.
Kiss my hand, please. Kiss it. Just kiss my hand, bitch. Don't look at you. I don't even have to look at you. Yeah, he looks weird. It's just creepy, I guess. But let's talk about the articulation. Alright, so this is definitely not standard DC Universe Classics articulation here. We'll start with the head. Full 360, although limited by the tendrils on the back here, but he can turn all the way around. And he can kind of move up and down a little bit, not too much. These things can move. The little arm things here move up and down, but they're not bendable or anything, but they move up and down, as you can see.
They also look effing ridiculous.
They look weird, yeah. So I'll leave those up. Arm full 360. Well, yeah, technically full 360, although it's kind of difficult, as well as lower arm here. Full 360, but the hand does not move. The hand is stationary but kind of bendy. Same with this guy. Full 360s all around. What? He's like popping and locking. Pop and lock. What? Okay. Torso, middle torso here, kind of providing a little bit of an ab crunch, but not a whole lot. But he can definitely turn on that thing. He can turn it on a dime and spit out 9 cents change.
It's weird. He can turn around, and if you flip him around backwards again. No, I mean, you know, turn the lower half. There you go. He looks the exact same as he did before. He looks a little bit better backwards, if you ask me.
I don't know. It's opinion. Anywho, yeah, so he turns all the way around there. What? His legs, full 360. Let me move his arm out of the way so we can get that going. Full 360. Whoa!
Hey, sailor.
Yeah, keep them spread wide. And 360 down the lower half of the leg as well. Again, these BMs, the leg tendrils don't move, but it's weird. I will say the advantage to a leg like this with 2 on the back, 1 on the front, makes it incredibly easy for him to stand.
Apparently not.
Oh yeah, kind of. Look at that. What up? One love. Yeah. So, but he's a really crappy figure. Honestly, I was least excited. To say least excited would imply that I was excited about him. I was dreading this figure coming out. I just really was not excited at all because I saw the preview pictures, the blacked out photo, and I knew there was no way it could look good, and I was right. You know, call it just a self-fulfilling prophecy because I was being negative about it, but, you know, crap is crap. You can't polish a turd. So, if it was not for the fact that I pre-ordered the case and he came with the last piece of Stel, whom I wanted to build, this guy would just stay on the rack in Walmart. But there you go.
Mattel figured a way to make us buy him.
Yeah, god damn it. But yeah, if you really are into Stel like I am, I dig like my Collect and Connect Stel, mostly, you know, because he's only one piece away from being done, so it's like, why not buy him? Just to get that. But yeah, I got suckered into it. That's what happens.
I'll form the arm.
Maybe not.
Eventually, I'll form the arm.
And when he's done with that, I will form the head. God, it sucks. And that was not as funny as I hoped it would be. But it's still cool for all you Voltron fans. Here we have the Collect and Connect Stel figure. He is looking pretty angry and ready to beat down on some yellow, red, and pretty much anybody that's not a Green Lantern. He's going to beat the crap out of you. He's pretty sweet. I like the Alpha Lantern look to him. He's got the BA arm gauntlets here. And he's ready to pound with his badass face. Kind of a bummer. The green lantern in the middle is crooked. I don't know if there's a way to adjust that or not, but it's kind of upsetting. And yeah, he's got some sweet posability. New joint here in the top of the leg. You can kind of see him move around a little bit, pivot on that.
Kind of like the old Marvel Legend joints where you had a ball up here that went into the leg, and then they had the rest of the thigh around it so that you can rotate it.
Yeah, and then of course down here, it turns back and forth. And
without the knee moving. So they have a little swivel joint right there,
Yeah.
seam joint, and then of course the legs back and forth.
Yeah, so he's pretty sweet. You know, obviously you cannot go out and buy him by himself or by his lonesome, but if you want to pick up all the figures for the Green Lantern Corps Wave 2, Green Lantern Classics Wave 2, you can get this wonderful Alpha Lantern Stel can be all yours. And he is definitely sweet, and he's going to go right beside Kilowog. Maybe they'll duke it out in training, I don't know. It'd be sweet.
Well, let's go over the articulation on this guy.
Yeah, alright, do a little bit, go for it.
I mean, why not? He is a figure in the series. Let's see here. DCUC Build-A-Figure articulation. A little bit better than the standard DCUC figures. So let's start with the head. 360 degrees and up and down a little bit. The arms do come out pretty much flat. Not only does this sweet piece of armor here limit some of the movement, but also the joint itself doesn't want to move that way. Then you can swivel the biceps all the way around. Let's put this back down. This joint's awful tight. Let's start with the right one. That feels better. You can move the arm up and down at the shoulder pretty well, forwards and backwards. You could probably do a 360 if it wasn't for the shoulder pad in the way, but I'm not going to worry about that. You have a swivel at the bicep tricep area, 360 degrees. You have a right angle at the elbow, up, down. You have 360 degree rotation at the wrist, and you also have this nifty little joint which allows you to do a wrist tilt. Super cool. So you can get angry and go, "Con! Con!" Very cool. He does have ab articulation, ab crunch, up, down, even though down looks like he's just staring right at you. He goes 360 at the waist. And as Matt and I already said, at the thighs you have to the side, to the side. Again, limited a little bit by the amount of sculpt here, but still not a bad problem. It also swivels. Again, not really 360, but you get some more articulation than you normally have. And a two-part leg, 1, 2, which gives you a right angle. You have a seam joint just at the calf, and then of course up and down at the ankle. This is GL Alpha Lantern Stel. He's very cool. Let's set him back about here, so you can kind of take a look at him. Maybe. If he'll stay standing. But a very cool figure. He's pretty tall compared to a lot of the other guys. Let's pull out Ion real fast, just so you can see the size comparison. There's Ion. There's Stel. Side by side. There's Ion. There's Stel. That's quite a big man. Very interesting. So once again, Stel is the collect and connect figure for this wave, so you can get him only by purchasing all the figures in the wave. Well, I mean, that's about it. Matt, you got anything to add?
Stel is awesome.
Stel is awesome. There you go, folks. Go out and get one. Bye.